split judgment of 2-1, and the three-man panel ruled that INEC does not have the power to disqualify any candidates for an election, and thus the petition of the ANDP stands. He also added that only a court has the power to disqualify any candidates for any election, and thus the petition was filed within 21 days, which is the stipulated time for petitions to be filed. Meanwhile, Governor Bayelsa State Directory says he will appeal Monday's ruling of the State Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja. He said he has instructed his lawyers to file the necessary papers. Diri, who spoke shortly after the tribunal ruled that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) wrongly excluded the Advanced Nigeria Democratic Party (ANDP) governorship candidate from the November 16, 2019 election, said he had implicit confidence in the judiciary that he would triumph in the end. The governor urged members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and his supporters not to panic and to continue to remain calm and law-abiding. In a related development, the immediate past governor of Bayelsa State Chief Saraki Dixon has urged Bayelsa people not to be perturbed by the judgment of the tribunal, which annulled the state's governorship election on Monday. He described the judgment as a temporary setback, which did not in law affect the status quo until appeal processes were exhausted. The former governor said in a statement by his media advisor Fidelis Soroway on Monday that the PDP and the government would appeal the judgment. And the House of Representatives says the federal government signed empty repayment loan documents for the development of the Nigeria rail sector even before the terms of the loan were negotiated. The House also discovered that the Ministry of Transportation signed a commercial contract worth $33 billion without any clear-cut financial arrangement, while most of the contract's agreements did not have local content clauses. Chairman House Committee on Treaties, Protocols and Agreements, Honorable Osai Nicholas Osai, disclosed this during the resumed investigative hearing on the review of bilateral loan agreements and commercial contract agreements by ministries, departments and agencies. He said some of the loans collected by the government were signed even before the terms were negotiated. But the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, said there was no such contract existing in the ministry, as the only contract was the $1.6 billion loan for the Lagos-Ibadan Rail project signed by the President and the government, and the $800 million loan signed by the Jonathan government. The minister also constantly refused to be guided in his response to Osai's questions, maintaining he was asking one question in 3 different ways. He told the committee that the Lagos-Calabar rail line will not be possible because the House is probing the loans which have not been secured. He insisted the project was important to the South-South region, to which Osai replied the issue at hand was not about a region but Nigeria. And the Green Chambers on Monday also began investigative hearing into over $179 million premium allegedly paid by Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and joint ventures for non-existing assets overseas, as well as the implementation of insurance policies of other ministers, departments and agencies. Chairman, House Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters, Honorable Darlington Nwankocha, explains that the exercise was necessitated by alleged breaches on insurance business by industry practitioners, low retention capacity of dollar-dominated insurance business, and the effect on Nigerian economy, underutilization of capacity of Nigerian insurance policy, amongst others. He said after the pre-forensic meeting, the committee will deploy forensic auditors to all NNPC and NDAs, as well as insurance companies and brokers handling the portfolios. The Department of State Services has again invited the former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Obadiah Malafai, to appear at its Jos office. This was confirmed by his lawyer, Balaba. The DSS had last week invited Malafai to his Jos office following an interview he granted to a radio station in Abuja, during which he accused the Northern Governor of being one of the commanders of Boko Haram in Nigeria. The former CBN boss later told journalists after his release 6 hours that he stands by his statement, a development which the DSS condemned. And Gospel News continues right after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. And President Muhammadu Buhari and the former national chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshiomhole, this afternoon met inside the presidential villa, Abuja. The purpose of the meeting with the president was not clear at the time of filing this report. However, the meeting may not be unconnected to political developments in the country, including the Edo State governorship election slated for September 19th. And the governorship candidate of the Zenith Labour Party in Ondo State, Agbola Ajayi, has picked a running mate for the October 10th, 2020 election. Ajayi, who is the current deputy governor of the state, picked Boye Adegbenro as his running mate. Adegbenro was the commissioner for works under the administration of former governor Olusegun Mimiko. He hails from Ilaramuki in the federal local government area of the Central Senatorial District of the state. The ZLPO candidate had last week officially defected from the People's Democratic Party to ZLP in Akura, the Ondo State capital. The submission of names of candidates for the Ondo governorship election to the Independent National Electoral Commission closes today. And the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has commenced door-to-door sensitization of communities in flood-prone areas of Delta, consequent to the prediction of flooding by Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET. The NEMA team, led by Dahiru Yusuf, head of operation, NEMA Edo Operation Office, made this known in the riverine Oko Anala in Oshimili South local government area of Delta on Monday. Yusuf said the essence of the sensitization was part of the agency's preparation and effort to mitigate the impact of flooding on the people, adding that NIMET had predicted Delta was among the states in Nigeria that would most probably suffer flooding this year. Yusuf said the challenge of flooding had become an annual event and had caused loss of lives and property worth millions of naira, as well as rendered many homeless. He cautioned against building on floodplains and waterways and the need to avoid dumping refuse in drainages and gutters, amongst others. And coming up in a moment on Entertainment Dex, Fireboy releases track list for 17-track new album. Listen more on Entertainment News.